Hi. This week's lesson focus, we will continue to work on our locomotor skills. So our I can statement says I can improve my coordination as I practice locomotor skills. And this week we are going to work on jump, hop, leap, and skip.
All right, friends, we are back for another week of working on our locomotor skills. Last week we talked about the fact that locomotor skills are a skill that you use to go from one place to another. We worked on things like shuffling, we worked on galloping, walking, jogging, running. So this week we are going to focus on jumping, hopping, leaping, and skipping. And I often find that three of those are often confused: jumping, leaping, and hopping. Those sometimes people interchange those and say one thing and do the other. So I want to make sure we understand the difference, and we're going to practice all four of them. I'm going to give some direction, I'm going to model it, and then I'm going to ask you to pause the video and I want you to practice it. So that's how this will go. So the first one I want to talk about and practice is jump. And when we do jumping, we have 2 feet on the ground. We take off from 2 feet, we land on 2 feet. When I do a jump, I'm going to show you from the front and on the side. I have my legs about shoulder width apart. I bend my knees, my arms go back, and then I jump. And then from the side, my arms are here, I bend down, and then I jump. And people often call it a vertical jump because you're jumping up and down. So I want you to practice jump. When you see this jump, it's done in the sport of like volleyball, basketball, sometimes, at home when you're trying to get something, a vertical jump. Soccer, goalies are reaching up to try to block a ball. So vertical jump, I want you to spend a few minutes, shoulder or feet apart, shoulder width apart, bend down, arms back, jump up. This is a great way to get exercise too, just so like if we were doing exercise reps, you could be doing 10 jumps. So I want you to hit pause in a moment, and I want you to do, how about 3 sets of 10 vertical jumps. Go ahead and hit pause. All right, the next one you're gonna do is a leap. A leap is when you jump over something. So I grabbed this bag so that I could show what it looks like to leap over something. A leap is done from 1 foot, landing on 1 foot. So we're not doing the 2 foot. If I were to do this, that's a jump. That's what we just practiced, but I jumped over something. This time when we do a leap, we have 1 foot out, and I'm gonna leap over and land on the opposite foot. So a leap is 1 foot out in front, over. So you're going forward when you leap, and you start on 1 foot and you land on 1 foot. I want you to find an object in your house, put it on the floor, and practice your leap, just like we did with the jump, and I want you to do 3 sets of 10. Go ahead and hit pause. All right. The next one you're going to do would be hopping. Hopping is done on 1 foot. When you do hop, very, very important that your arms go out for balance. When you do a hop, like I said, you're on 1 foot. So what that looks like from the side looks like this. My knee goes out, my foot is here by my other knee, arms are out for balance. And this is hopping. It's really important when you're hopping that you land carefully kind of on the ball of your foot. That's like, you can see my foot up close. I've got my heel up, that's the ball of my foot. And then I eventually let the rest of my foot come down. I don't just wanna slam my whole flat foot. That's gonna hurt my knee and my hip. So when you do your hop from one toe, land on the ball of your foot and let your heel come down. It's kind of like you wanna do it as quietly as possible, because then you know you're not hurting your knee. So there's hopping on 1 foot. I want you to take a few minutes. Hopping makes me more tired than the other kinds of jumps. So why don't you do a set of 10, and then do the other foot. So you're actually gonna do 4 sets of 10. Take some time in between your sets, get a drink, catch your breath. But I want you to hit pause and practice hopping on 1 foot. Go ahead and hit pause. All right, last one, skipping. Skipping is something that kind of once you get it, it's kind of like riding a bike and you get it, but getting it is tough. So when you do skipping, give yourself some grace. If you don't get it right away, don't throw in the towel and quit, just keep at it. When you do skipping, it's a mix of a walk and a hop. So it's a step, like last week from walking, and a hop with the other foot. A step and then a hop. If I do it towards the camera, it's a step and a hop, step and a hop. My knee comes up, so you have to have your hopping down, just like we just worked on, like that. So a step and a hop. It seems to me, when I'm teaching kids who are struggling with skipping, the higher they get their knee, the more successful they are with skipping. So if you're having a hard time, get your knee way up there, up. Just take turns hopping as you walk. So it's kind of like walking and hopping, and then you get the hang of it. Another way that I help friends who are struggling with skipping, I say march, and they march. And then I say, okay, kind of bounce while you march. And then they, all of a sudden, they're skipping. So I want you to take some time, practice your skipping. If you need to rewind and rewatch this section, if you're struggling, go ahead and do that. But I want you to practice skipping. I'm gonna say for like 30 seconds, take a break. 30 seconds, take a break. Do 4 sets of 30 seconds of skipping. Okay, friends, so now we've went over all the locomotor skills. I'm going to have you click on a practice link with Coach Wood, and he will take you through a nice way to practice all of the locomotor skills we did last week and this week. So have fun.